man. Hi.
I think we never get together and do these recordings anymore. It's like
I know.
every 3 weeks, but
Sorry.
we're busy.
I know. So I'm Kevin O'Connell. And
I'm
you
Dave
are.
Robert.
And this is
Terrifyingly Beautiful.
the podcast about anxiety.
Neuroticism, is that a word?
Yeah, neuroticism.
Yeah. Not eroticism. Neuroticism. It's a very subtle difference.
Yeah, they're shockingly different. You mean people don't... Well, Woody Allen banged a lot of people and he's pretty neurotic.
Oh my God.
He did. He got some hot chicks, too.
Really?
Yeah, well, one was like 12 or something.
It's his daughter.
Oh.
Well, adopted daughter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
And who was Mia Farrow? She was pretty.
Yeah, she's actually still pretty.
You know, he probably slept with Diane Keaton, too.
You know what annoys me, though, is that son who's on NBC News.
Woody Allen's son?
Yeah, or Mia Farrow's son, Sabine Farrow. He's on NBC or CNN or something. Ugh, drives me nuts. Anyways.
Yeah, podcast about anxiety. And
celebrity trashing.
We're also doing a TED Talk on how to really start a podcast on a high note because we're so good at it.
We can actually give you a rundown of all the mistakes not to make.
Yeah, people have been listening. They know. Yeah. David, this is episode 30.
I can't believe it.
30 years old.
It's an epic one, too.
Yeah, it is. And you know the topic for today.
Yeah, so usually we don't share the topics, but you kind of leaked it last time we were here.
Yeah,
together,
I was leaky.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, but first we have to give people our social media, our website, terrifyinglybeautiful.com.
Which I haven't updated in like 3 months. But...
Oh, good. So just don't go there in like a few days.
Can somebody please buy the teddy bear? It's killing me.
We have Terrifyingly B on Twitter and Instagram, and I haven't really done anything with that in a while, too.
We're so horrible.
Yeah.
And then we also have a Gmail account, right? So
yes.
terrifyinglybeautiful@gmail.com.
Correct.
Cool. And I owe a response to a bunch of people who've emailed us lately, but...
we will. We promise.
Yeah.
David and I both have big job things happening, good things for both of us.
You got promoted.
I did get a promotion.
Yay!
Yeah, 2018, man. Killing it.
Killing it.
Okay, so let's start it off with the things that stressed us out this week.
So you should probably go first since it's your topic, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
It's a really weird one, but it just popped in my head. Every morning and every night, I get like a little twang of anxiety before I brush my tongue. I have such like a terrible gag reflex, and I can almost make a gag reflex happen when I think about it.
Same with Pete. Pete just thinks about something and he wants to throw up.
But look, I'm doing it right now with the toothbrush. There's something about like knowing that there's like that invisible line on your tongue, right? Where you're like, fine. And then if like a bristle hits, it's like, oh! I hate it.
Well, don't stop brushing your tongue. It's important.
Yeah, that's where all the nastiness.
Halitosis and stuff.
Yeah, your tongue's like a dirty sponge that you leave in the sink.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But it's just something that I get like a little bit of, it's going to happen. And sometimes I guess I force it to happen in my head.
That's weird. Yeah, I can see that. But, it should only take you 2 seconds to brush your tongue. I mean, what do you spend a half an hour in there?
No, but still, it doesn't matter. It's just one little hit and that happens. And then it makes me want to stop because I'm worried if I keep doing it, I'm going to like barf. I also brush my teeth in the shower.
You do?
I do.
Well, it's efficient, I guess. Yeah, I like to brush my teeth and then I walk around the house and annoy Pete, and have a conversation. He's like, can you please do that in private? You're annoying me. I go, well, I mean... We don't have a lot of time together usually, so I gotta like maximize the time together.
A sonic hair for Christmas.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about those things.
Oh man, it's like
doesn't it shoot like water at your teeth?
No, that's like an aqua pick.
Oh, okay.
This is like a really high vibration thing where it's like just I don't know. It's good.
Do you use it to brush your teeth?
What? Do I use it to brush my? Oh.
Well, mine is not as weird as yours.
Thanks.
Actually, I've mentioned it before as part of my what stressed me out, but it's just it's just like a hot item right now for me, and I want to get it off my chest. So I had a doctor's appointment 2 days ago.
Okay.
I've had it booked for like 6 months.
Yep.
I show up for a 3:15 p.m. appointment, and I wasn't seen until 5:45.
I know, it's such a problem.
And it wasn't just me. People were complaining. Some guy slammed the receptionist window. He was so upset. And so I went to the window. I said, I know you're probably getting an earful from everybody, so I'll be very gentle with you because it's not your fault. I said, but a couple of things you can actually do to fix this.
Yeah.
I said, the first is...
well, let's talk about why it's annoying, because they make you like
wait
confirm everything.
Yeah.
And, you have to book the appointment so far out. So it's like... you think, well, this time is mine.
But if you miss the appointment, they charge you $50.
Correct. But if the doctor is 2 hours late, you don't get even a lollipop anymore.
And it's not, and these are not like, one-off events, right? I mean, every time you go to the doctor, you're waiting.
Yeah, and I've worked in a doctor's office, and I'll get into that in a bit, but go ahead. Continue on.
We have friends who are physicians, right? So I get it. They have a lot on their plate. But I said, there's two things you could do to actually resolve this. The first is, this was not an unknown mystery that just popped up randomly at 3:15. Right. You knew the doctor was behind from probably the morning session. Yep. So why wouldn't you proactively call the patients who have an appointment and say, we're about 3 hours behind. Do you want to reschedule? Or I would plan to bring something to keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
First thing. Second thing is, when you have irritated people, and most people who were in that room were there for either cancer treatment or they're getting something checked out for cancer, right? So, and I was like, they're already anxious. So
are you okay? Why were you there?
Yeah, it's a long story. I'm totally fine. So I was like, why? How is it helping their anxiety when they're already nervous? They're going to see a cancer doctor. What the fuck? And it goes, the second thing you could do is have some like snacks and beverages and take ownership as the office manager and come out and say, we are so sorry for the delay. Here's some treats to keep
a little
you guys.
Customer service.
Something, right?
Yeah.
Like, she was a coward and was stuck behind the door, wouldn't even come out to acknowledge anybody, even when she knew there was irritation happening across the whole waiting room. But I told the doctor when I went, I go, listen, I know you had a busy day, but like this process is broken. And I gave him the advice I just shared now. Yeah. And he was like, I can tell he's not going to do anything, but I go, it's easy to fix. Granola bars and soda.
Just a little bit to show that you care. That's what goes far.
Acknowledge it. Like, oh, God, sorry.
I mean, granted, so when doctors see a patient, they don't know what's going to happen, right? It could be as simple of you're fine and on your way, or it could be they got to start looking into things more.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely got to take people's experience. And I think this goes for all businesses. Like, take people's experience into account. We talked a couple episodes about the self-checkout. I went the other day and it said like one item wouldn't scan or something, or I wanted to take an item off and it was like, please wait for help. There was no one around to help. And it was so annoying.
I hate that. They should have somebody usually somebody's kind of browsing.
I know, and they were not there. I had to go find someone and I was like, I really wanted to just steal.
Well, they kind of deserved it.
I know.
Get it together.
They didn't, though.
Well, I mean, stay tuned because pretty soon, and anyone's already doing it, right, with their grocery stores, pretty soon you won't even have a register to go to. You'll just have your credit card on file.
Amazon Go,
everything is going to be, recorded through a scan thing, when you walk out the door. When I was in Dubai a couple of years ago, I'm going tonight, by the way. So there's a couple stores there where you put your credit card on file, and then everything just is scanned when you walk out the door. It's the weirdest thing. Like what they call them, RFIDs. Yeah.
Stuff's not more expensive with that? Maybe a little
everything's
bit.
Pretty expensive in Dubai. So, I mean, yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyways, apologies to all the physicians who might be listening or clinicians, but
just an easy tip is don't go to the doctor ever.
No, so I
went
online immediately. Like, how do you resolve this? And they said always ask for the first appointment of the day.
Yeah, because they won't be late unless the doctor showed up late, which does happen.
And, well, a lot of times they do go to the hospital. If they're a hospitalist, they go to the hospital to see their patients and they come to the clinic, right? So I book...
or call yourself. Be proactive. If you have an appointment at 2:00, call the office at noon and say, I have an appointment at 2:00. Is the doctor running on time?
Well, that's true too, but why put the burden on me?
Well, it's just so you can secure your own sanity. But the problem is the office will usually say yes in case the appointment before yours doesn't take as long.
You know what else burns my ass is like, so I am a dependent on my husband's health insurance, right? So,
yep.
And so his name's on the account.
Yeah.
And they'll say, oh, can we have your health insurance information? They'll say, well, who's Pete Rogers? I go, well, figure it out. Like, obviously I'm a dependent on the account.
Yeah.
And they force you to say, he's my husband. It's like, ugh.
I know. It's 2018, people get it together. My tax accountant just did the same thing, and he was like, can I get your wife's information? Sure can. I
mean, well, yeah, it's like, come on, people. But I can't even think about tax season right now. That'll be my next episode, is the tax anxiety.
Nope, mine's done. Done.
My tax form last year was 314 pages long.
Well, sorry you're fancy.
No, it's not fancy. It's a lot of drama.
Oh.
Okay, anyways.
Well, you want to know the ultimate drama? Today's topic.
Oh, God. You already announced it last week.
David, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I'm actually not okay with it.
Who sings that song? REM?
REM.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I tried to like look up the lyrics to that song to see if there was anything like profound in it. It's a bunch of fucking nonsense.
Well, all you have to have is a good melody. And
I like those songs that list a lot of things. Like, I actually like It's the End of the World because I like to think I can memorize them all, or like We Didn't Start the Fire. It's like
I was just humming that.
Yeah. I actually was trying to think of It's the End of the World as We Know It in the shower today, and it was like, JFK, Blown Away. That's
how could
not
you do
the
that
right song. Funny. And what's another one? Vogue, when she lists all the like fancy people's name at the end.
Don't get me started. I mean, this is like typical gay guy, right? So I would Vogue all the way down my hallway. Because I was like, what, 84, 85 when that came out?
So you were like 50 something?
I was 15. Close. But oh my God, the voguing. Ugh.
Okay, so we actually had a few listeners after the last episode let me know, like, I don't even know if I can listen to this episode because it causes me such anxiety, which is the literal end of the world, the apocalypse, everything we cease to know existing.
It's likely not to happen in our lifetime.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Ooh.
So it really, I have moments when I'm driving in a car for a long time and I'll think about this. Like, what happens if everything we know ceases to exist, or like...
it's called death.
Yeah, well, and I think that's the ultimate thing, which is the uncertainty and the unknown of like nothingness, right? So I think the fears are very similar. But for me, I just can't wrap my head around everything that I know and love. And I do love life and
of course,
a lot of things in it being gone forever.
Well, that's going to happen though, eventually. I mean, we're all going to die.
We're all going to die, but I mean like nothing after us.
Oh.
Like, I'm going to be upset if I don't get to see Jurassic World 3. I'll be more upset if no one ever gets to see it because Chris Pratt is dead too.
Oh, well, wasn't there a documentary that was maybe on the Sci-Fi Channel or one of those, National Geographic, about all the ways in which the world could end?
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yeah.
So a big wave to wipe us out, or like some kind of virus or something.
Yeah, well, I wanted to put a lot of it into my frame of reference, which is so kind of like the pop culture apocalyptic movies. Do any come to mind? So I'm talking. Let's do like the 90s on some more recent ones. I mean, there were some old hokey ones,
but not dystopian apocalyptic movies. Well, the one that I've watched like 4 or 5 times, and it's so haunting but so beautifully filmed, is The Road.
Oh, Cormac McCarthy, that's the book.
Yeah. And who's the guy? It's the guy from with the Hobbit.
Elijah Wood?
No, he played the
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah. It was so good, and terrifying, and like it was disturbing, but a beautiful film.
Yeah. About like survival and taking care of. But the two that come to mind for me were like around the same time in the 90s, which was Armageddon.
Oh yeah, and
with
then
Bruce Willis, and then Deep Impact.
Yes,
with Morgan Freeman, Taya Leone.
Yeah, about
like a big asteroid hitting the Earth and how we were going to try to stop it.
And wasn't there one with oh my God, why am I blanking all these names? Dennis Quaid.
Independence Day? Oh, that's Dennis.
No,
Randy Quaid.
The world freezes over and all the U.S. has to go into Mexico. Like
Jake Gyllenhaal
gets trapped in like the Empire State Building or something.
I own that movie too.
It's like
I'll look it up, but it's definitely on there. I mean, there's a lot that are like Independence Day, like aliens are going to blow up the world. Yeah, of course, Terminator.
How about War of the World?
Yeah, that's the newer one, yeah. Waterworld.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Waterworld.
That wasn't really apocalyptic, was it? Wasn't that more like...
Oh, that was like a band of survivors who were left after most of the planet got flooded. Mad Max. Yeah, that's post-apocalyptic. Like Day After Tomorrow. That's the Jake Gyllenhaal one.
The ice one, yeah, okay.
And then, of course, they had like 2016, the one that was like based on one of the prophecies. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot more.
Hunger Games is... I know it's more dystopian, but the world ended.
Wall-E. Right?
I love that movie.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh, I love that.
I love that movie so much.
Good.
Yeah, and I loved like it's such a beautiful tale about love, but at the end it's all like humans are gross with their over consumption.
Yeah. We are.
Anywho, so that's my frame of reference and why I probably thought about it much. Most of my anxieties come probably from pop culture.
Yeah, sure. Well, we've had a conversation on our podcast about, and I forget what the context was, but we could be so insignificant in the sort of overall universe.
Yeah, a bunch of its ego.
It could be an ant farm.
Yeah,
and there could be something out there that's like a million times bigger than we are, and just kind of brushes aside at any moment. That's terrifying to think about.
Well, when you think of like there's 3 trillion bacteria that live on your body, and you don't even recognize they're there, and you probably kill millions of them if every time you shower
or just talking.
Yeah. What if we are like that? What if we are one of trillions of
bacteria?
And see, that shit bugs me.
Yeah.
So I remember in college, I took a zoology or it was like, I don't know, some sort of class, some sort of science class. And they talked about population graphs.
Oh, yeah.
And how like every population, whether it be bacteria, whether it be ants, whether it be gorillas, follows the same kind of graph, which is a kind of a slow rise and then a quick rise. And I'm drawing this out with my finger to you.
Drop.
A quick rise and then a short apex and then a huge drop. And then it goes through that again. And it gets to a point where they reach like a stasis where the population can be sustained based on the resources that are around. Well, and I think this is in the Al Gore documentary. What's that?
Oh, Inconvenient Truth.
An Inconvenient Truth.
Yeah.
Where they show where humanity is with that growth.
We're toward the apex.
We are like in the front car of the roller coaster on the, right before it's like, we're right there. So
I hate the front car of the roller coaster. I live in the back.
Yeah. And I actually like being in the front because then you can't see anyone in front of you. And then if someone throws up, you're fine.
Oh my God, I never thought about that.
Yeah. If someone I know. So this is the shit I think about.
There's risks on both sides of that. But
okay, so here's a few things about this. So that's actually called a Malthusian catastrophe. Malthusian or Malthusian catastrophe. It's based by this guy Thomas Malthus in the 1700s did it. And there's been a lot of people that think about it that it's not actually relevant towards humanity, because when you think about ants and you think about bacteria, like they don't build shit and they don't have technology.
Ants build shit.
Well, they're not like making antibacterial or medicine and things like that.
No, yeah, okay, right, yeah.
So, There's things that we might be doing that might stave off that point. But there eventually is going to be a time when there are too many people on this planet for the resources.
I think we're already at that point.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, you fly over like the Midwest, and it's like all just like barren land. It's like, oh, there's plenty of room for people. Plenty of room for more Trump supporters. Oh my God, don't.
Sorry.
I can't. Oh my God.
I'm just so over it. I don't even want to get political, but I just feel like at this point it's like,
don't.
Fucking kidding
somebody
me.
who I care about deeply and I consider to be a friend actually posted the most ridiculous thing on Facebook in response to one of my posts about the Florida shooting recently. And he bought into that whole like conspiracy theory where they're like actors planted there to like gin up some kind of like left-wing agenda. I go, are you out of your mind?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Like, holy shit. Yeah.
We can't even pass like healthcare reform. You think we can do a conspiracy that no one's going to absolutely be able to debunk?
And now we have to like arm teachers. Great. Like they don't have enough burden on their shoulders.
Oh, that's a great idea. Like, Mrs. Nagel, my 9th grade teacher, holding a Glock. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. And they just had a story out of like, I think it was Baltimore, where a teacher, or Pennsylvania, a teacher accidentally left a loaded pistol in a kindergarten's bathroom. She forgot she had it on the counter or the sink or whatever. It's like, oh my God, why is she carrying it around?
It's so fucking American of us. The solution for guns is more guns. More guns. So stupid. Anyways, I
might buy a gun, actually.
See, this is the problem. Do you know gun sales go up after events like this?
Well, I'm actually thinking about buying a gun more about the apocalypse. Do you watch Walking Dead? People with guns win.
All right, so that was a great segue there. I want to talk now about the 7 scenarios that might actually happen, the most plausible scenarios in which the world could end.
Could I guess any of them or no?
Yeah, just rattle off a couple. I won't tell you if you're right, but
a global virus.
Okay.
A meteor hitting us.
Okay.
The return of the dinosaurs.
Oh, I would love that. I'd just be like, take me.
NSYNC reunites.
I know a couple of friends and a couple of listeners who would absolutely be the end of their world. Yeah, two listeners, Tanya and Lindsay. If NSYNC get back together, I'm pretty sure they would just explode like a black hole star and kill us all.
Yes.
Okay. So you actually did okay with that. Number one is NSYNC for you. Number one is a pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes the most sense, right? So when those population spikes happen and then they crash, most of the time it's because of disease. Disease or famine.
Well, the flu epidemic of the early 1900s, it wiped out like 45 million people.
But it did not even make a blip on that graph.
Yeah, sure. But
but you're right. Black plague, right? Things like that. HIV, if we didn't have control of that, would probably have decimated the population. Some people believe that cancer is caused by viruses.
It can be.
Yeah, and some of them it can be. HPV.
That's what I brought me to the doctor the other day.
Okay, but most likely it will either be like a virus that we cannot find a cure for in time and kills really, really quickly. Mm-hmm. Outbreak, great movie about that.
Ebola.
Hot Zone, right, which is about Ebola. Yep. But more likely than not, it will be a crop disease.
Oh, and kills because we can't eat?
Because we can't eat.
Yeah, sure. That's already happening.
What's real scary is almost all the crops today are genetically modified by what's that company?
Monsanto.
That's allegedly. I don't know. They could sue the shit out of us. So if something was wrong, if something invaded one of those, all of the strains of the plants are basically the same, so they'd all be wiped out.
Well, isn't there I think the U.S. definitely has it, an underground chamber where we have seeds of all of the plant species on the planet. And especially ones that we eat.
Yep.
So that if there were some kind of like a decimating
Didn't
virus,
you hear it just leaked?
It did?
Yeah. There's like leaks in the plant thing. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So how long what is like epidemiologists, you have a degree in this. Yeah. How long or how short could it take for humanity to be wiped out by a disease?
By a disease. Oh, well, that's hard to say because, as an example, HIV takes decades to kill you usually, right? But the flu could be 3 days. So I would say if a huge pandemic disease, I would say, oh boy, a couple of months.
That's exactly right.
Right?
Yep,
Yeah.
2 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, mostly because of airline travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you do. Shut the airlines down.
You have to. But if it's already there and it's virulent enough, you're screwed.
Oh my God.
Some diseases like the measles are so virulent, and that's the ability for you to catch it.
Yeah.
You can be in a room at the end of a corridor and be infected with measles, and someone could walk into a hallway that was 500 feet down
and breathe the vapors in.
And you would still get it.
Oh, gosh. That's pretty infectious, yeah.
Mm-hmm. The food thing can all of some strains of crop diseases are so virulent or infectious. There you go. Yep. That it can wipe out the entire crop season in one season.
I just want to note that you said destroyative.
Destroyative. I can make up words.
Well, I mean, yes. Well, that's very plausible, actually. I mean, because it wouldn't take that long think about what they call the breadbasket area of the U.S. It, feeds like half of the country, 8% of the country. If the corn crop died, or the wheat crop died, that would be devastating, right? So we saw what happened with the potato famine. I mean, a whole country almost died.
You saw what happened in the potato famine?
I was there toward the tail end of it, but
well, that would mean vodka production would also go down.
Oh God, that will destroy the world.
Yeah,
at least in our house.
All right, number 2, ready?
Yes.
Bolide impact.
Bolide? A cow's going to hit us? Is that bovine?
That's bovine. So bolide, it's exactly what you said. It's a large chunk of matter from space.
Well, we almost had this near miss. Remember, they thought it was the first sign of an item from outside of our universe that came in. It's like, oh, we're passing Earth.
In Russia? The big meteor that went through in Russia?
It did? Yeah.
Yeah.
That big oblong looking thing.
Yeah.
And everybody thought it was actually, intelligent life, and it's like, oh, this is bypass Earth. A bunch of idiots down there.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what they're saying. It wiped out dinosaurs. They think that's most likely what wiped out the dinosaurs. So yeah, I don't know what bolide means, but
it'd have to be a pretty big meteor though to wipe out the entire planet. I mean, because meteors come into our atmosphere all the time, but they burn up because there's, and even if they don't burn up entirely, they're small enough, and 2/3 of the world is ocean water or water, right? So it's bound to hit water.
Well, the one that went by in Russia was large enough that it the mass of it was shattering windows because it was displacing so much air and breaking the sound barrier, right? So it was like, well, why didn't we know that was coming? We have all these satellites and stuff. And the fact of the matter is they're not looking for particles that small. They're looking for end days scenario.
Yeah.
At which point we have to send Bruce Willis up there with Ben Affleck to destroy it.
I don't know why I just thought, what was that movie, Melancholy?
No, I don't know that.
What was, okay,
Sounds sad.
What's the vampire movie with Brad Pitt?
Interview with a Vampire?
She was the young girl, but now she's an adult now. What's her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, she's the lead character, and it's an end of the world. Like this planet came out of nowhere, and it's on a collision course with Earth.
Oh.
And the last scene is like the two planets collide. It's like amazing.
Well, so scientists believe that what this will cause is either it's large enough and the planet will be wrapped in fire, burning everyone who isn't deep underwater or underground.
Well, wouldn't you suffocate from all the dust that it kicks up?
And the debris would cloak the planet in dark clouds, killing all the plant life.
Awesome. Great.
Yay.
Well, if you have enough notice, you have a big old end of the world party, which is also movies about that, right?
Well, so that's ultimately where I want to end this, which is... And we're on 3 of 7, but we'll talk about should we be worried about this? Number 3, okay, large igneous provinces.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly right. What is that? So it's essentially a volcano. Essentially, it's a volcano that doesn't explode. So it's like lava that's trapped under the Earth's crust, where a crack forms, and then it comes up slowly and releases poisonous gas.
Oh, great! Like all across the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and it can ooze for centuries. So that is the slowest of the death.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I can, yeah, it's plausible because it isn't the core of the Earth all lava and hot molten shit and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Number 4, climate change.
Oh, like rising sea levels?
Yeah, it's another slow one, right? So this is a Waterworld scenario. This is the day after tomorrow scenario.
Well, it's not just about water rising. So as an example, it's also lack of water. So Cape Town, South Africa,
it's going to be the
16th.
First major. They just pushed it back.
They did.
Yeah, they pushed it back into I want to say July now.
It's because they had that huge rainfall recently, but that's
they're going to be the first major city to ever run out of water.
City. I love Cape Town, and that's terrifying to think there's no water. And watch what happens. I mean, humans will self-destruct, right?
Yeah,
and then you'll see the divide between the wealthy and the not wealthy, right? So.
Yeah. So climate change also it leads to superstorms. We're seeing that.
Yeah. Right. Katrina. What was the movie Interstellar where that was happening? Right. So
didn't see it. I heard it was boring.
I loved it.
Really?
Oh I loved it.
Friends said it was boring.
Was so good in that. No, it's so beautiful done. I love that movie. Same thing happened though. Crops are dying because of the dust storm.
So they're saying the changes, if they're not changed in the next century, so 100 years, will wreck the craps. The craps.
You are crap focused.
I know. Listen, I'm half a drink in. Will wreck the crops. And it will be a famine.
Okay.
And then we'd all die. So I'm really hoping not for 3 or 4, because those are like the long ones.
Ugh, yeah.
Okay. Number 5 is radiation disaster. Probably from nuclear war.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was kind of trying to guess, but that could happen. But that wouldn't. I mean, it's unlikely to kill everybody on the planet,
right? But what will it kill? Plants.
Yes.
Again, same thing. Most of these are you're going to die from there's no food. That's not a fun one, and most of these it probably won't kill everybody, but it will destroy society.
So I've been stashing protein bars for the last 15 years.
Shut up.
I have 14,000 of them in my basement.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll be the last survivor.
Excellent. I don't want to be the last survivor.
Me either. How lonely.
Number 6 is kind of interesting, and this is another movie-based one where it's a shit-ass movie. Invasive species.
Oh,
The Happening.
Oh, The Happening. Oh my god.
Okay. M. Night Shyamalan, you got me again.
Yeah, the bees and that was where the trees kind of like kill you and make you commit suicide.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah.
I hate all of his movies. I used to love them when they came out, and now I'm like, don't fool me again, Shyamalan. Like, what was that one with the grandparents? The Visit. It's so offensive. It's so offensive to people with Alzheimer's. Yeah. So they're talking about like, we bring organisms that don't belong on the planet and we move them around because of our society.
But that's how in War of the Worlds, that's how the aliens died, because they didn't have immune systems to our bacteria and viruses and stuff. So
it's true. So again, this would be like, an invasive species comes in, takes over, and kills all the corn or kills all of the potatoes. Or
what's that invasive plant? Kudzu. Yeah, kudzu. Yeah, it killed everything.
All right, now we're at number 7.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this is the most fun one, and it's so general, but it's called a black swan.
A black swan?
Yep. So this is a sudden, improbable development that will change human life as we know it.
Oh, artificial intelligence.
Well, so it would be that. So alien invasion. Some form of Earth change that we didn't know existed before that, like the Earth is just broke in half one day, something like that.
Sheds off its top layer, shakes a little bit, and then we all fly off the planet.
Yeah, or gravity stops.
Oh, what would happen with that? We all float in the air.
Yeah, the sun could explode.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, or that it's the same thing. It says it'll be human extinction will invent death machines that kill us all. As we advance computers will realize that humanity is actually a bane on the Earth because we destroy it. And so it's better for them to treat us like ants and just kind of
Ex Machina.
Scoot us away. Yeah.
Great movie. Yeah. Oh boy. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility, to be honest with you. As computers begin to get super smart and they start programming themselves.
Sometimes my Amazon Alexa gets sassy with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I just want to, or you'll be watching something and she goes, I don't know the answer to that.
Bitch.
Yeah, she'll be the first to kill me. I am real rude to her back.
Oh my god. She probably is. They listen to you on that, by the way.
I know they do. I've been talking about shit and then it shows up on my Facebook feed.
Yes, it's so weird. I hate that. It's like, and I was not searching for it on my internet browser. I was having a conversation and then it pops up within the next day.
Yeah. I said something about like Pac-Man and then Pac-Man showed up and I was like, come on.
Isn't that weird? Ugh, I don't like that at all.
I don't like it.
Can you turn that off? We should have a right to turn that off.
There probably is a way, but they make it too difficult or whatever. So listen.
Well, so what what's the fear though? What's the anxiety? I mean, if
I think it's the anxiety of sudden loss of my expected goals and plans.
Sure.
Right? Because I get very excited for things. Like I said before, I love life. Mm-hmm. It would just suck to know that everything that you did is gone and everything that you wanted to do is.
I know, but that's death. Like, so
no, I'm not talking about death.
We go through our own apocalypse.
Like I love art and entertainment, right? So if society collapses, that's going to be the first thing to go. So I don't want to. I don't know. There's just it's just the unknown.
Yeah.
Or the fact that something, and it's probably a control thing. I'm a control freak.
Yeah.
Something out of my control will change my existence.
I think what would scare me the most is if I survived it and everybody I knew was dead.
Sure.
Right? That would be terrifying. And
please, I hope if we all gotta go, I hope it's an asteroid that hits, but we don't know, or we have like 2 days, or I hope it's bad enough that everybody dies, or I hope the sun. What would you do in those
2 days?
I don't know.
I would fuck everybody on the planet.
I think
Get all out of the way.
I think maybe it would be half of the people on the planet.
Oh, it's only 2 days. Okay.
It's just it's something that sits in the back of my brain and just kind of eats a little bit.
There probably are people who are already at home terrified to like go out of their house because they think the apocalypse is coming, right? And so that's not the way you want to live. This is how I see it. It's like we're all gonna die. And I would rather die living my life and taking the risks I need to take, and having fun and making human connections and experiencing all those wonderful things that we have to experience, right? And not retreating into my natural tendency is to retreat back into my shell and be introverted and not engage. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It's true. But that's why I want it to be something where I'm not going to suffer even more anxiety knowing that it's coming.
Well, I mean, okay,
I don't want to have to think about it.
But isn't it so? I mean, you could equate it. So let's say you could die from a car accident instantly dead, right? Or you could die from cancer and it drags out for 5 years. Like we all are living an individual like apocalypse. You know, we're
that's uplifting, David.
We are. I mean, we're all going to die.
All right, we'll talk about that in the death thing because it's going to have a lot of similar themes.
Am I going to die? I'm going to die, yeah. Oh,
we're all going to die. We have to.
I know, but it's easier to talk about it when somebody else is going to die. When you talk about your own mortality, it's a whole different story.
That's what I'm saying. If I have to die, I want everyone to die at the same time.
Oh, my God.
What?
Yeah, okay. That's a great...
The sun exploding.
That's why people, crash airplanes. They want to commit suicide and the pilot crashes the airplane. They don't want to
No.
I shouldn't talk about that. I have a long flight tonight. Oh, God.
I just want... I don't know.
You selfish.
I was just going to say I don't want to think about the fact that people will be alive after me to like enjoy things. But that sounds terrible. That sounds psychotic.
People will be.
But also I won't be thinking anything after I'm dead. I'll be dead.
How do you know?
Because I want the sun's going to explode and we're all going to die and it's going to be a really long line if heaven exists. And I won't be in it. Because I just said I wanted everyone to die.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if I have anything to offer to kind of ease your anxiety about it, but because I often think about this too, and I'm actually drawn to like books and movies about like dystopian societies.
Everyone is. Hunger Games. Like people love dystopian.
The Maze Runner. I'm reading that third book right now.
Oh yeah, they're good. The movies are bad.
But the actor's so cute. What's his name?
Yeah, you get hit by a car.
Oh, so cute. A movie I just saw was terrible. It's a Netflix movie. It was called The Open House.
Open House.
It's a horror movie.
Oh, it's in our queue. It's not good.
Mm-mm.
But if you'd like to see a lovely, uplifting movie on Amazon Prime, you can watch East Side Sushi. It is
really
beautiful.
Is it a comedy?
Kind of. It's
East Side Sushi.
East Side. It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
But it's it's adorable. I don't know who the lead actress is. She's not famous yet, but she will be from this.
Oh, nice.
It's beautiful. It's beautifully done. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll check it out. Nice little plug there.
Yeah.
So, well, the good news is that the world's not going to end today.
No. Amazon Alexa has a lot more training to learn.
And you have to watch Jurassic Park 3.
I know. Well, listen, the second one's coming out right around my birthday. And then the third one's coming out in 2019.
What do you mean third? Oh, of Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Jurassic Park 3 has already come out. With Taya Leone. Full circle. Deep Impact.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, well, that was interesting. I'm getting more anxious about it, to be honest.
I don't want it to be disease. Because I don't want to watch people get sick, and I also don't want it to be like a pukey, bloody situation.
Yeah. Oh,
so I'm really shooting for the sun exploding, a real big meteor.
What was that one?
The dinosaur
like
scenario.
The invasive species.
Yeah, I don't want to die by a plant.
I don't want to die by aliens. That'd be so terrifying.
No, that would be redemption for me. I would just turn back as I was about to be killed, and I would just look at everyone and go, "Told you so."
All those conspiracy theories came true. Yeah. Oh God.
Or maybe they'll go, Kevin. Yes, we've been testing on you for years, and you had no idea. Please come back and join us.
Another possibility could be it wasn't in year 7. Like, what if we're just in this big sort of beta test? Someone
like Matrix.
Like someone just is creating our universe, like a school project. It's like, I'm done with it. I got the A, and they just trash us.
Yeah, it's true. That's weird. That's a little too thoughtful.
Yeah.
We don't really have time for this, but I wanted to just briefly touch on it about the doomsday predictions.
They're always wrong.
Yeah. So I want to talk, obviously the Mayan calendar one. What was that like? 2012. That was the movie. 2012.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
December 21st, 2012. Because 12/21/12 just sounds really nice. I'm sure the Mayans thought about that, even though the Gregorian calendar wasn't invented anywhere near the Mayan time.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a ton of those different failed ones, and you can Google them. The most recent ones are interesting. What if you were a believer in one of those, and that day came and it didn't happen? I want to talk to those people.
No, they always say, "Oh, you know what? Our calculations were wrong," and they shift the date out again. I mean, it's happened like 50 times over the last 10 years.
Oh, of course it has.
These stupid groups like, "Oh, we're gonna die." What was that? Remember in California? I think it was that group, that cult, and they thought and they all drank Kool-Aid and died or whatever.
Oh my God, there's a great podcast about that. It's
really?
Really fantastic. Yeah, it was the Heaven's Gate cult.
And they found them all in the same house, all dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen to that podcast. It's fascinating. It's called Heaven's Gate. And actually the guy who is the narrator was in a cult when he was younger, so he has a unique perspective on
interesting.
it. Really well done. I don't know that I wouldn't have joined it.
What?
I know, just because maybe if I was young enough or formative enough where I was like, oh shit, aliens are coming. I don't know. I like to think I'm smarter than that, but
yeah, I hope so.
A lot of the people who were in it were pretty intelligent people.
Scientology, hello.
Those are rich people.
Okay, the ones you see are the rich ones.
Well, that's all they want to take.
I watched that in
Going
the
Clear.
Yeah, Going Clear. That was disturbing.
I read the book too.
That was disturbing.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Okay, so well, REM was wrong.
I think the takeaway is if we lived forever, we probably wouldn't place value on the things that we cherish and adore, right? So
sure. So go see the movies you want to see. Go to the countries you want to visit.
Hug more. You do something awesome for somebody every day.
Sleep with half of the world now. Don't wait till the last 2 days.
Well, I'm working on it, but
and I guess this is how I rectify it in my brain, which is the end will come either whether it's the end of the world when none of us have a chance, or I could die tomorrow and my own personal apocalypse happens, and that will be our next episode.
The fact of the matter is,
most of it we have no control over.
We don't.
And that's a scary thing, and I think that's what gives me anxiety the most, is that I can't help the situation.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to give myself up to it, which is just like, rather than get into a hole and curl up and not do anything and really feel intimidated and anxious about it, is just to accept that there are some things outside my control, and I'm just going to live my life a little bit blind to. Yeah. I can't stop a friggin' asteroid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if it makes you feel any better, if you die before me, I will not do anything fun after you die.
Oh, thank you.
So you won't be jealous.
Yeah, I will throw you a super fun... well, actually, when I die, there's going to be like a videotape of me being like, if you're seeing this, the game has begun. Oh my God. And there'll be a clue that will be mailed to you.
There'll be a hologram of you.
Yes, I will have hired someone to mail you a package, but it will come in a briefcase that has a code on it.
Now, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be turned to Walter White, and you're going to die, and then we're all going to be and you left us all little snacks or whatever, and we're all going to poison us all and say,
why am I Walter White?
If you're watching this and you're having your snacks, you're all going to join me any minute now. I poisoned it. Ricin in the
But the twist will be I'm actually not dead. And then I'll just look over all your corpses and go, I won, bitches.
Well, I don't eat snacks, so
my life is going to make such a good Netflix documentary someday.
Oh my God, that's so egotistical.
I know.
My life.
My wife.
Well, let's end on a high note. We're going to apply for the Amazing Race.
That's actually good news for the apocalypse. End on a high note, right? Just smoke them if you got them, people.
Oh my God. No, we're going to do the Amazing Race.
Yes, David and I
officially
we are going to apply for the Amazing Race.
It's two neurotic, anxious people who are willing to put themselves on the line
and to destroy their friendship and other people to get money.
Oh God, because Kevin told me if we get on the show, I have to do all the heights stuff, and I'm like, oh God.
We're going to have a talk beforehand that I'm going to be terrible to you.
You're eating all the crazy shit.
I'll do that. That's fine.
I'll do the heights.
I'm doing all the puzzles.
Oh yeah, please. I'll do the laborious shit.
Yeah, well, some of them we have to do together.
Like wheelbarrow the crap across town. I'll do all that crap. Yeah.
Oh my God, we're going to yell at each other. There's going to be so many golden moments.
Oh my God, it's going to be like a huge fight. Yeah.
I love that we're already talking about.
I think we should actually part of our video submission should be like maybe we do a clip of us escape the room.
Ugh.
Where someone's filming us arguing, because it's actually hilarious.
It's hilarious to us. Other people get real oh shit, you guys are never going to speak to each other again. And we're like, we're fine.
Pete's like, you guys are really going at it. I go, I know, but it's totally fine. Because
we got out,
we
didn't
get
we?
each other.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed listening.
Yeah, it's an intense topic.
Please email us at terrifyinglybeautiful@gmail.com what you're afraid about the world ending.
Yeah, like, what's your scenario?
Well, yeah, what's your scenario?
Yeah. Are we committing to the death episode next?
This was kind of a heavy one. Maybe we stave it off a little bit. You got something else brewing?
I have a couple of lighter ones.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we'll just postpone it a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. We'll do a lighthearted one in there.
I have one. It's personally embarrassing, but I think it'd be a big hit.
Oh, because usually everything we say in here makes us look so great.
Exactly. All right. Well, oh my God, the tagline. Crap. Okay. Don't forget,
life's about to end, as we know it.
But you don't have to. It doesn't make sense.
Don't forget, life is crazy.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the other one too, but we didn't like it, didn't we?
It's like 7 words.
Oh my God, we gotta abbreviate that. I'm getting exhausted at the end of this.
LICYD.
An acronym.
HTB. Oh,
Liberia?
TCBY.